They're all up.
Newscover.
Parker's up in 3.
With Sonny Dixon and Jody Chapin.
Now on the news at 6.
Track 3.
WTOC
AC open in B, cold open in P1.
Fast, fresh, and friendly.
If you don't have a Parker's Pop Pal card, why not? And if you want to know
Don't
about them,
forget about
ask
this
one of your friends.
soundbite off the
They've got
top.
one.
Parker's, the low price.
Already open.
Now,
Cold open in
high
P1.
definition. You're watching WTOC TV.
Track 1. Alright, we'll have a VO Stinger in 2 next, going straight to a side in
For more
P3.
than 5 months, the
So
wait
Leo
is
Stinger
finally
decided.
over. Today, the grand jury announcing their decision in the officer-involved shooting death
45
of
hours.
Charles Smith. Tonight, we have team coverage. And we hear from a Chatham County inmate who died in custody more than a month after he begged for medical treatment. Hear the chilling recorded phone
VO Stinger
conversations he had with his family.
Track 2, side 3. Track 3.
The grand jury issued a general permit today and found that Officer Janot with the Savannah Chatham Metropolitan Police Department is justifiable force in the defense of himself and others in the
Looks
shooting
like
of Charles Smith.
Alright, Mike and both.
There you have it. The grand jury announcing today Savannah Chatham Metro Police Officer David Janot will not face criminal charges in the shooting death of Charles Smith.
Smith was shot and killed
Is this
on Augusta
Alyssa?
Avenue in September.
Are you with
He-
Alyssa?
After he kicked out the window of a police
Oh,
car.
you're not
as he
first,
was
it's
trying
Connie.
to escape. This was after being arrested.
you with Connie?
And evidence presented to the grand jury shows that
Got
a gun
one.
was
Hello?
found next to
Hello?
his body.
We have been
Yeah, got
following
it.
this case for months.
Are you with
and
Connie?
We're
Okay,
the first to
stand
bring you the
by.
grand jury decision
We'll
today,
go to the box.
and
We'll come back
tonight,
to...
we're breaking it down further,
What other
covering
singers do
the
you have?
aftermath
I
of
have
the decision,
one
and
box
we
singer.
have team coverage. Connie Cooper joins us from the Chatham County Courthouse. Alyssa Hyman is live from City Hall, and our Ben Williamson
Semi
is on
camera two.
Augusta Avenue.
Do 2
News
shots.
6, your team
Yep.
coverage begins tonight with Connie Cooper.
She's been following this story from the day Charles Smith was shot and killed on Augusta Avenue.
You can
And
put
was
the
the
box
first to
up.
break the news of the grand jury
Boxes.
decision on Twitter. Connie, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations report, a huge report, contained a lot of surprises.
Or your Stinger. She's up full.
The fact that Charles Smith, according to the GBI toxicology report, was high when he
A little more
was
serious now.
shot
VO in 2.
of bath salts, cocaine, and marijuana. In a news conference
She's on.
today, DA
Video's up.
Maggie outlining the grand jury's decision, saying that there would not be any charges brought against Officer David Janot. Per the recommendation of this grand jury and per the DA's decision to follow their lead, the GBI finding DNA evidence that Smith was armed when he was shot and killed. His skin cells found on the handle and magazine of that gun that was found near his body. Janot told the GBI and the grand jury that Smith pointed that gun after breaking out the back of Janot's patrol car, and that he feared for his life and also for the life of a fellow officer who'd come to Janot's aid in West Savannah that day. There have been several rumors that are swirling around West Savannah, rumors that have been at times fueled by the
Oh,
attorney
good
for
God
Charles
almighty.
Smith's family, that the
I'll
second
side 3 next.
officer was somehow involved in this, that he actually shot Smith, and that Janot was covering up for him. Here's what
Side
the
3.
attorney for Janot had to say about that.
Track 3.
It's completely
Doug.
BS in legal terms, in the sense that the forensics have shown that every one of the 5 bullets in Mr. Smith were fired from Janot's gun.
I believe the decision that the grand jury made.
Come back to Connie next. Mike Connie.
She's up.
She's up.
Right now, Mr. Nance, the attorney for Charles Smith's family, is not giving any comments to the press, neither is the family.
Come at the
They
camera,
say
2
they'll
next.
have a news conference at a later date. We're going to keep digging into that 2,500-page
You just have a one stinger for this
report
next one?
and bring you all of its findings on WTOC.
That's all you have? Okay.
Reporting live at the Chatham
Oh,
County
you do?
Courthouse.
Alright, so my camera 2.
WTOC News.
Mike and both. They're
Of
up.
course, when the decision was handed down, attention
Alright,
shifted
so you have
to
2 singers for
City
Halo?
Hall, where elected leaders called
Okay, we'll sting
a
2
quick
boxes
news
and we'll sting
conference,
to Alyssa.
specifically to talk to Savannah residents.
Or your singer?
WTOC's Alyssa Hyman continues your team coverage
Oh, that wasn't
of
supposed
today's
to be there.
breaking news.
Oh.
Damn
She
it.
has the message
Okay.
city leaders say
That was my
they
fault.
need
It's all
you
good.
to hear.
She's up full?
She's up.
Yeah, she don't want that, so.
It's worth pointing out that as our city leaders
Dang
stood
it.
here today at City
I can't
Hall,
believe I did that.
asking the public for peace following this very controversial grand jury decision, the grand jury itself
VO in
challenged
1.
them, our city leaders, to address the issue of gun violence as a whole in our
You want
community.
to roll?
Now, the
Video?
grand jury says in its presentment that the Charles Smith case
underscores the notion that carrying a gun is almost a lifestyle choice for some Savannah citizens. The grand jury pointed out its disappointment about how many cases, including this one, that felons that they have reviewed were convicted felons who were back out on the streets and committed new crimes are found illegally possessing a gun. The grand jury challenged
Satin
police
two
and
next.
lawmakers to condemn this behavior and not tolerate it. And the police chief made it very clear at today's press conference that any sort of violence following this presentment will not be
Satin two,
tolerated.
track 2.
We ask for
Alright, so
peace and
what singer do you want
tranquility from
for
all
Ben?
citizens and
I still have new
visitors.
at 6.
As the
It's,
Savannah Chapter
I don't know if they changed them, it's supposed to be
And
live.
our
Live?
citizens in
Alright,
this
do you have
I
a
can
community
just
know
read
about
you. Here,
maintaining peace
I put it in.
Okay.
They must have changed them, I didn't put that in.
And maintaining
So
order.
we'll take 5. That's cool. Mike, listen. She's up for.
She's up,
Now, we first brought you that press conference live
The reason is
online, and then
because
you heard
the
from the
super
mayor
is breaking
herself
news.
on the news now at 4.
Alright, we'll come back to camera
She
2
was
next.
also expressing to the community to remain peaceful,
so it's
to be
confusing
calm.
to do
She
breaking
also
news
said
and
she
then
was
doing
very
6,
pleased
no.
with the transparency in
Wrap.
the investigation, with the transparency that the district
So we'll
attorney's
come back to camera 2,
office
then we'll both
did
toss
in
to
all
Ben
of
and live
this.
you 3.
And they're all asking the community to remain peaceful. Reporting live from
Stand by
City Hall,
boxes.
Alyssa Hyman, WTOC News.
Mike and Bo, they're up.
Your team covers Route
Clear.
6 on Augusta Avenue now. The rain,
Stand by, Ben.
the only disturbance happening there right now in the place where Charles Smith was shot, and that was back in September.
Ben Williamson has been down there
You
have a
monitoring
live
the
singer, right?
situation
Yes.
all day, the only reporter to do that. Remember, there were dozens of protests when all this happened, and Ben, we are not seeing that tonight, but obviously it could happen in the future. We're not inciting it, but it's an obvious
God,
observation
Sonny.
based on what we've heard some people say.
Warrior Singer. He's up full.
Yeah, Sonny, and we're being told that, we're not trying to assume anything, but we are being told that they will in fact possibly, probably march tomorrow night at the community meeting. Now, community leaders said they would peacefully protest before this never came down if it went the way it did today, which of course
Yeah,
it
3.
did. So again, they have been told that they possibly may march tomorrow, but nothing will happen tonight. The family and this community need time to digest.
There's all.
Today, I was
Video.
told the family has
Video.
filed a civil suit against the city and county. They would not go into much detail, like Connie said, the family attorney Chad Mance
Yep.
is not commenting. Reverend Small, who's been a main voice in this whole process, has spent most of the day with Charles
That's good.
Smith's mother. He's also continued to urge peaceful protest.
So you get Sonny
Even
to
though
watch
he does not agree with the decision, the family did not want to give a statement today to us, but the mother of Charles
Sound of
Smith
one.
released this small statement through Reverend Small.
Track 1.
Charles Smith's mother, as you know, is devastated, but her position is simple. Her son was murdered, and even though Charles wasn't the best guy in the world, it was not up to Officer Janot to be his judge, jury, and executioner.
Mike Ben. He's up
And
full.
here, guys, here's taking a live picture here at this memorial. Obviously, covered up. It has grown ever since this happened. And obviously, that statement there, that's their opinion, according to the grand jury. Their decision, officers are not completely justifiable in what he was doing. But there's just a lot of hurt in this community. Not to forget, though, there's a lot of hurt with Officer Janot, his friends and family as well. And many people have said it, no one really wins in a situation like this.
Alright, full screen next. Stand by, Sonny. My Sonny.
And as Ben mentioned, we want to give you the specifics on his comment. Tomorrow, community leaders will meet at Mount Carmel Baptist Church, right there on Augusta Avenue. It's scheduled for 6 o'clock, and the intent is to discuss this grand jury decision. The organizers are inviting people from all parts of
iPad's
Savannah
next.
to attend. There'll be government officials there,
Hmm?
federal government officials, and we'll bring you the latest on the story as it develops. And then remember, we've been following this from the beginning, so we have a lot of information.
Master
If you wanna
Control,
catch
you do
up,
have a minute and a
videos
half for this
online
first
from
break, right?
Going to Jody next.
Including the grand jury findings, extraordinary details.
Thank you.
2,100 pages or more. Click on this story
Stand by, Jody.
on the crowd.
Jody's up.
New at 6. This
We will
in
sting
Low
to
Country.
Nat Sound and
A
P2.
20-year-old
Nat's
man
P2.
and his family had to be escorted out of the Beaufort County courtroom after a jury found him guilty of the murder of an 8-year-old
Rory
boy
Stinger.
on Hillhead Khalil Singleton.
Track 2.
In his outburst, also Aaron Young Jr. was removed from the courtroom after he began yelling obscenities at the solicitor, deputies from the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office. He was allowed back in for his sentencing. Judge Thomas Cooper sentenced him to 30 years in prison. Young is the second person found guilty for the murder of 8-year-old Khalil Singleton. Khalil's father says that he's
Sound to three.
satisfied with the verdict, but it still won't bring his son back.
Track 3.
Hardest part is to keep them living the same thing.
Shit.
Seeing different things that
Sonny will find a
That's
camera too.
happened
Sonny
to
next.
my
Jody
son.
will be the only person tossing
baby
to
boy, 8-year-old boy, innocent little boy, who just
Just so you know,
Try the
this is
camera
really
mic.
over right
It's to
now.
my Jody. My Jody. She's up.
You'll have to relive the trial at least one more time. Young's father, Aaron Young Sr., is also charged with murder in this case. His trial date
So my
hasn't
Sonny.
been set.
Sonny's up.
Wet and getting wetter. Different story in North Georgia where it's
This
frozen
isn't
precipitation
like a
across the North Georgia
plain
counties.
snow.
In point of fact, some parts of North Georgia
There's
could
a-
get as much as 3 to 6 inches of snow.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and pop.
Governor Nathan
Scroll
Deal has
up, Mark.
parts of North
Scroll up.
Georgia now under that warning, but the good news here, we are only expected to get heavy rain and thunder.
We're going to
Meteorologist
the weather
Pat
next. Go ahead, my
Prokop
Pat.
joining us now for a preview of your first alert weather.
And that's exactly what's going on around here. We're getting
Yeah,
moderate
sorry, I didn't have it
heavy
too shot
rain,
because
occasional
Sonny was supposed to read the whole
rumble
thing.
of thunder, and the winter storm warning that you just talked about continues across northern portions of Georgia with the heavy rain and thunder still in our area. I'm gonna take a look at this
15.
snow falling across the Atlanta metropolitan area and the results of our rain falling in our
Tease us
region.
next.
I'll be back with that complete information coming up very shortly.
Music.
Thanks very much. And the family of a Chatham County inmate wants justice for their son after he died in custody more than a month after he
No.
begged for medical treatment.
Fade break.